Well, welcome. I am joined with David Leiting from EAA National in Oshkosh. And we're down here this week going through chapter leadership training. This is my second time going through it.
Yep.
And I met David about probably a year and a half ago at another chapter leadership training event in McKinney. And so I asked him to come on video shortly and just give us a little bit of update on kind of what the goals of the chapter leadership training are and kind of some of the results you've seen.
Yeah. So like Phil said, originally met him down in McKinney, Texas for one of our boot camps. So we try to do about 6 of these boot camps per year all across the country. We'll be in Seattle next week. We were just down in California a few weeks ago. And the goal is to really get out in the field and meet with chapter leaders in their local areas and spend a day with them talking about how can they grow their chapter, how can they improve their chapter offerings, let them know what resources EAA has to help them with their chapter. I think people typically walk away very wide-eyed after 8.5 hours of drinking from a fire hose, and they say, wow, I didn't know EAA had all of these resources that can help us, or I didn't realize so many other chapters faced some of the struggles that we're facing. And not only does that allow chapter members to learn from us, but to learn from fellow chapter leaders from across their region and how they're addressing an issue, whether it be growing membership, dealing with their local airport, their local community, whatever it might be. So although we do a lot of the teaching, I think sometimes the relationships you get to build with the other attendees is just as important.
How long has EAA been going out in the field and putting on these boot camps? Do you know?
So this is our 3rd straight year, or we just completed our 3rd straight year of our chapter leadership boot camps. So going on year number 4. Now we did do a series of these about 15 or 20 years ago out in the field, which were successful, but we've really revamped them, and we're actually going to train close to 250 chapter leaders out in the field this calendar year. But we see a lot of those chapters that come in, and their chapter isn't necessarily in a bad spot. You know, they're doing okay on membership, they have some decent programs, but they kind of come to a realization that there's more that we could be doing, as a chapter.
For us, the results have been fantastic. You know, we came into it, into the end of 2017 is when I went through it the first time and with John and David, and we really recognized some of the flaws. And the program you put together forced us to kind of stop and just take a step back and look and figure out what's going on. And we had a great 2018.
Yeah.
We doubled our membership. We brought in a chapter project. We founded programs that are IMC Club programs. And for us, the results were phenomenal.
And I think one of the keys to that, not only taking the learnings, but the fact that you've now had 5 folks from your chapter come in and listen and learn, makes it easier to bring that back to your home chapter, because then you're not the one guy or gal coming back and saying, I learned all this crazy stuff, and people look at you like, man, what are you talking about?
These ideas are nuts.
Exactly. So it helps when you can get a couple folks from the chapter to really buy in and get that ball rolling.
Well, I'm thankful for you, because it's made my job easier. It's also brought a lot of great new ideas to us. We've seen results from it. I hope the other guys that are up there going through some training right now, I hope they experience the same results. And if they see this video, call me. I'll come give you advice or talk to you. I mean, advice is free, but I'll help you. I love seeing all the chapter leaders up there engaged, and they're asking good questions. I hope the results for all those guys can be the same as what we experienced, and your program was fantastic.
And to that point, from our standpoint up in Oshkosh at the Mecca, coming out and doing these events and getting to meet the chapter leaders face to face and come out to airports we don't normally get to visit is one of the best parts of our job. Because we're all EAAers, chapter people, and getting to meet other like-minded people is a lot of fun. So.
And the chapter's office is growing, by the way. So you used to have 1 guy, now you've got 5.
We used to have 1, now we got 5, and soon we're going to have 6.
All right, hire another one up there.
Yeah, we'll hire another.
If you want to move to Oshkosh, there's the opportunity.
Just got a foot of snow this week, so
yeah, it's awesome.
You're all welcome.
Well, David, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Tom.
This has been a great event.
Absolutely.
Thank you.